Hello again, fellow patriots. In my last video, I outlined my plans for personally saving the American taxpayer millions of dollars, and also impress upon Congress, set an example to them to do likewise, but to even a greater extent. This video, I will outline plans to show how Congress will be able to save billions of dollars during my term of office. Now, as you are aware, the Republican Party has produced a pledge of sorts. I haven't read it yet, and so some ideas they have might be things that I have in my mind, and some not. Okay, one of the first things has to do with labor unions. I will expect Congress to get rid of this nonsense of preferential treatment to labor unions. No longer will Congress authorize jobs that require union labor to complete them. If by chance card check has been passed, then I'll expect Congress to reverse that also. Also, I'd like to eliminate the Department of Education. I don't believe we need it. A lot of other Americans feel the same way. Once defund the EPA till all administrative personnel have been fully investigated. There's some skunks going on in that department. Also, I want Congress to end this ridiculous practice of adding amendments to bills that have nothing to do with the bill itself. A bill should stand by itself. Also, limit the size of a bill to 10 pages. Expect them to eliminate all the legalese in bills. There's no need to put such fancy, convoluted words into a bill that the average person could not understand it. Obamacare, I expect Congress to repeal and replace with a true health care bill. Not something very controversial, which I doubt most people will agree with, especially the people in Congress, although I understand there are some people who would be in favor of this idea. Eliminate the congressional offices in Washington, D.C. Congress goes back to their individual states and have just one office apiece. That will save taxpayers a bunch of money. Likewise, saves a heck of a lot on travel expenses. Instead, we have an extensive network, internet, connecting congressional offices. Change in payment to Congress. Instead of being paid out of federal funds, Congress will be paid by the states they are coming from, the ones they're representing. I can imagine that would go over well with some of the people in Congress. Changing the tax structure. Okay. Money that comes in for Social Security goes directly to Social Security, and that's that. All other funds, whether taxes, fees, whatever, they go into another fund. That fund is broken into two categories. One is for federal use, other is for state use. Congress would decide what the percentages would be. Now, the state money will go back to the states. We'll cut down a lot on these pork barrel, or as I call them, payback projects. So for example, if the total monies sent in by Californians, other than Social Security, they send in 20% of that fund, they would get back 20% of that pool. If New Hampshire, the people of New Hampshire, had sent in 3% of the non-Social Security funds, New Hampshire would get 3% of the state fund back. Okay. Of course, when Congress decides what percentage goes to federal and what percent to state, they have to provide a cushion to federal for emergencies. Now, these are only a few ideas which you might like, you might hate, but they are my plans. God bless America.